Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome inside the world's most famous arena, Madison Square Garden here in New York City. This is boxing. This is Top Rank, presented by Hall of Fame boxing promoter Mr. Bob Arum, brought to you by Boost Mobile, Money is Power, and also by Caesars Sportsbook. You bet, you get. An unbelievable night of fights coming up this Saturday, June 18th. We begin at 6 p.m. Eastern on ESPN Plus, and then you can move over to the network at 10 o'clock Eastern. The network is ESPN. As I said, an unbelievable night of fights, a stacked card. Tip of the cap to Bruce Trampler and Brad Goodman for putting this lineup together, featuring Jahai Tucker, Floyd Diaz, Troy Isley, Bruce Carrington joining me on the stage, and in our co-feature, the vacant USBA and WBO global titles on the line, featuring Ramirez-Nova and Robeisy Ramirez. We are sitting in this legendary arena under this iconic ceiling. Saturday night in New York City is going to be full of fireworks. Thank you, gentlemen, for getting this press conference started, and welcome to everyone tuning in on the Top Rank Twitter feed and YouTube. It is exciting to be in New York City, our second straight weekend, and what a weekend it is going to be. Bruce, we're going to start with you. First of all, welcome inside Madison Square Garden. It's pretty cool to be sitting here in the middle of this empty cathedral, the Mecca of boxing. How does it feel?
Man, it feels great. Once again, to be fighting in this historical arena. Highly blessed to have back-to-back fights in my hometown as well. This is a great experience for me, and I'm ready to tackle this head on.
Yeah, Brooklyn's going to show up to support, no doubt.
Definitely.
This is, like you just said, your second fight now in the Garden. Does that motivate you? Does that inspire you even more to excel, to get better? What are we looking forward to Saturday night?
Oh, well, definitely. I mean, well, that's what you're supposed to do as a fighter anyway, is just, get better than your last fight. But definitely coming back into fighting in my hometown and giving my folks and fans something new to see. Oh, yeah, I definitely plan on doing that coming in Saturday.
Do you have any memories that you can share with us about coming to the Garden to see fights? What was your favorite memory coming to see fights at the Garden?
Oh, man, I have a few. I mean, I used to always come out here in the Garden to watch the Golden Gloves. I used to always watch Daniel Jacobs and Saddam Ali, just dominating the Golden Gloves in the Hulu Theater. But also, I remember watching Cotto and Zab Judah out here, and man, that was a spectacle itself, and it was something to be in the presence of.
You've got a great group of folks in your corner.
Thank you.
And every time out in your young career, we see new additions to your skill set, different tricks being pulled out of that backpack. What can we see Saturday night possibly that we haven't seen to date?
Oh, well, to be honest, it all depends on what my opponent, brings to the table. I just adjust to whatever he does, and it's, if he's able to bring something new out of me, then that's something that you guys will see.
Listen, thank you for taking a few minutes and spending time with us. It's always exciting for Top Rank to have Brooklyn in the house, and Saturday night we're expecting fireworks from you.
Thank you. I'm glad that you guys have me here again.
Yes, thanks for spending time. All right, our co-features sitting on either side of me, the vacant USBA and WBO global titles on the line. Ramirez-Nova, Robeisy Ramirez. Robeisy, I was looking over here, but we're going to start with you. Your last few fights, we've seen tremendous growth from you, tremendous growth. What do you attribute that to?
Robeisy, en tus últimas peleas hemos visto un crecimiento tremendo en cuanto a tu progresión. ¿A qué se lo atribuyes?
Bueno, creo que se ha visto que, como digo siempre, depende de mi rival, la calidad de mi rival, voy subiendo yo mi nivel, por lo tanto creo que se ha debido a que hemos ido subiendo la oposición y a que hemos ido haciendo un trabajo físico y mentalmente más a nivel.
Well, I've always said that I fight to the level of my opposition. So in the measure that I continue to fight better fighters, I continue to look better. So first and foremost, I attribute it to that. Also to my strength and conditioning, which I've also devoted a lot to. And mentally, I'm as strong as ever.
Yeah, a lot of people talking about this co-feature. Abraham, I want to talk to you. 2 fights now since moving down to featherweight. Why this fight? Why now?
I've been trying at 130 to fight for the title, but I haven't got my opportunity, and I felt like there was a lot of political things going on. So I said, let me go down to 26 and let's see if I can make a run. I wanted the Navarrete fight, but the fight, I guess he didn't want the fight. So, Robeisy was next in line, and I feel like a win over him puts me right there for a title shot next.
Yeah, fireworks for sure. I've been saying that word all day walking into the building. Coming into this fight, you are the underdog. The books have you as an underdog into this fight. Do you feel like you're overlooked, underestimated in this one?
100%, big time. I feel like I'm very overlooked. People haven't seen the best of me. In fights, I do this, I do that, I do errors, but I always fix them and come back and do better. You guys going to see a complete supernova Saturday night. I promise you that.
I want to come back to Robeisy. He hinted at a title shot, obviously. Do you feel that this fight puts you in line, the trajectory for a title shot yourself as well?
Tu oponente acaba de decir que parte de la decisión para escoger esta pelea es que estaría en línea para disputar por un título mundial. ¿Piensas tú de la misma manera que de salir victorioso en esta pelea estarías en línea para competir por un título mundial?
Por supuesto, si decidimos tomar esta pelea fue por esa cuestión. Todos saben quién es Abraham, todo el mundo sabe el récord que tiene, por lo tanto, teniendo una victoria aquí me pone a un paso de pelear por el título. ¿Sí? Definitivamente era el paso que queríamos y fue la pelea que estábamos buscando. Realmente no estábamos esperando a que se diera otra pelea que no fuera esta.
Of course, this is exactly what I had in mind when I chose to take this fight. Everybody knows Abraham's record. He's an undefeated fighter. A win over him would definitely place me atop the rankings of various organisms. So that is exactly why I took this fight with the World Championship opportunity in mind. And I do believe that I'm a fight away or so. And after winning this fight, I'll be at the door of the opportunity for a World Championship.
I'm going to stay with Robeisy. Help me translate this one. Like you just mentioned, undefeated fighter to my left. Anything that he had to bring to camp to be prepared for a fighter like Abraham-Nova?
Siguiendo la línea de que Nova, invicto y demás, algo en particular sobre su estilo que hiciera que tú hicieras algún ajuste específico en tu preparación para él.
No, creo que no hicimos ningún ajuste, simplemente hicimos un campo de entrenamiento para una pelea igual que otra. Es un rival que al final tiene 2 brazos igual y va a ser el mismo boxeo, por lo tanto simplemente estar bien preparado físicamente y salir a trabajar.
No, honestly, nothing different, just a full camp, same preparation as always. It's just another opponent. At the end of the day, he has 2 arms, 2 fists, the same thing. So nothing really different in my preparation other than taking it seriously as I've always taken on my opponents.
Abraham, I'm coming over to you after having heard that now. What about yourself? Anything you adjusted in camp to prepare yourself a little differently for Saturday night, or is this just business as usual?
It's always business as usual, but, in training camp, I did a lot of adjustments. He's a lefty, I'm a righty, so I got to get lefty sparring partners. I had, different sparring partners every week to get different looks, and we have a great game plan, and I'm ready to execute it Saturday night.
Last time out, you got a little splashy. There was a Nova mascot which made an appearance. Are we going to see that mascot from here on out? Like, he's coming with you at every fight, or we got anything up your sleeve planned for Saturday's walkout?
Look, the way you guys see mascots in football games and baseball games and basketball games, I'm bringing it into boxing. You guys are going to always see a mascot when I'm fighting because this is an entertainment sport, and this is what I do.
I love it. Listen, gentlemen, thank you so much for spending a few minutes. I'm going to ask you now to place your microphones on your chairs, and we are going to do a quick photo before we get to the main event. Shushu Carrington first for you guys, and then our co-feature. You want to bring them all 3 up? Great. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we return to our afternoon's press conference again. This is Boxing. This is Top Rank, presented by Hall of Fame boxing promoter Mr. Bob Arum. Now joining us on stage, we unify the light heavyweight division. The WBO, IBF, WBC titles on the line. Joe Smith Jr., Artur Beterbiev, here inside the Mecca of boxing, Madison Square Garden, Saturday, June 18th, inside the Hulu Theater. Thank you so much, gentlemen, for joining us. We are also joined by Joe DeGuarda, president of Star Boxing. Joe, thank you so much. Let's just start with you. This one's been a long time coming. How are you feeling? You've been with this gentleman for a long time now, and here we are, the Mecca of boxing, to unify the division.
Oh, it's great to be here. Great to be on ESPN Live to do this. And certainly, look, Joe's been working long and hard, and it's spectacular that he can have this fight, the unification fight, here at Madison Square Garden. We're all proud to be here. We're happy to be home and doing this fight. And as you can see, we respect the championship. Joe's here with his belt, WBO Championship of the World, and we're looking to grab all of them.
Bob, welcome inside Madison Square Garden. You've wanted this fight to happen for some time now. Here we are, Saturday night. How do you feel?
Well, I feel great. First of all, this fight belongs in this city, in Madison Square Garden. This is a tremendous fight. But again, at my age, it brings me back so many decades when Top Rank promoted the leading light heavyweights in the world, like Bob Foster, Matthew Saad Muhammad, John Conti, Eddie Gregory, he became Eddie Mustafa Muhammad, Marvin Johnson. I mean, the light heavyweight division has given people who follow boxing great, great thrills for as long as I've been promoting fights. And now we have this fight, which will go into the annals like all the great light heavyweight fights in the past, and may even be the one that is the greatest. Joe Smith is a tremendous fighter, has a big, big heart, a lot of skills, and a lot of punching power. And what can I say about Artur Beterbiev? I mean, he really epitomizes the ferocity that light heavyweights have been known for. Tremendous, tremendous puncher, big, big heart, a guy who refuses to lose. So nothing can be better than this. And I really predict that this fight will be considered the fight of the year for 2022.
All right, no pressure there, guys. No pressure. Garden, Bob predicts fight of the year. I think a lot of people watching and with us in attendance would agree. Artur, I want to start with you. There are 3 champions in the light heavyweight division. How important is it for you to be the #1 champ in the division?
Hello, everyone. It's like, it's just important. Yeah, I can say like one word. I use. It's important, very important. Like I do everyday training for that. To be one day good boxer.
Keeping it easy, keeping it to the point. Joe, you won a world title. You beat a living legend in Hopkins. Does this fight against this opponent feel any different, or is it just another day in the office?
This is a huge opportunity. Beterbiev's a huge name in boxing. Everyone knows who he is at this point. He has 2 world titles, and I want those belts. And I believe this fight's going to be great. We got 2 big punchers, and I'm just excited to be in there with him. And like I said, he's a great name.
You both have said publicly that you don't care where you fight. You just like to get into the ring and fight. Joe, I want to start with you. This is a little different. It is the Mecca of boxing, your backyard. Does it feel a little extra special that you get the opportunity to unify here at the Garden?
Yes, it's, this is a huge opportunity for me. I'm fighting at the Garden, close to home. I'm not too far from here. And all my fans are going to be here to support me, or if not, watching at home. And I'm just glad to be here, defending my WBO and unifying 2 other belts.
Artur, same question to you. Your first time in this mecca of boxing. Does it feel any different, or is this, again, just another day at the office for you?
It's very important fight for me, but for place, I think it's not different for me. I'm more focused for fight, for opponent, not for place.
I gotcha. 37 years old. Have you had to adjust anything in your training as you get a little older and climb that age ladder, which we all can't avoid? Anything different in your camp?
You talk about me? Yeah. I'm 37? Yeah?
Yeah. I hope.
Why you remind me?
Why you remind me?
No, I always ask my coach, like condition coach, boxing coach, how do you think I do less work than 2 years ago? They tell me, no, you do better than 2 years ago. Maybe they lie me. To me, I don't know.
Mark's in the building over here. He's shaking his head. He's like, no, I'm not lying. I'm not lying, bro.
I believe this guy's in his prime right now. I don't think age has anything to do with it. I know he's here 100% ready to go.
Well, hey, both you guys are always in incredible shape all the time. I think that's a testament to why you're both carrying belts. A lot of fighters we see don't stay in shape in between fights. Joe, you always enter the ring peak shape. Anything different from this last camp?
Hey, I know I'm in here fighting one of the best, so I trained 110% as I normally do, but give it 110. I made this camp a little longer. I made sure things that I feel I wasn't doing my best, I improved on them, and I stayed more consistent with my training, so I feel comfortable this weekend.
Well, last year and a half, you've had fights that have been postponed because of COVID, the pandemic. You've had last-minute replacements. This one feel a little different in that regard, where there haven't been any of those outside distractions, where it's just been you and your team and the date, June 18th, on that calendar.
I mean, this is the smoothest camp I ever had, so hopefully the fight goes the same way.
Artur, same with you. No distractions this camp with distractions or, left turns, right turns caused by the pandemic. That seems to be behind us now. So that date, June 18th, is 2 days away. Getting to this point, any distractions in camp?
This camp, it's a very good camp, I think. So if we compare with last one, this camp is better. I want to take my team, my coach, condition coach, boxing coach, all my team, and for all my sparring partners who helped me. Yeah, we had a good camp.
Bob, you talked about this possibly being the fight of the year. It's a special night for Top Rank Boxing. Again, it's our second straight weekend here at the theater, at the Hulu Theater in Madison Square Garden. How special is this for Top Rank all these years to have the relationship you do with the team at the Garden to continue to put on these fights?
Well, I live in the other part of the country now, but as you can tell from my accent, I'm still New York. I was born here, raised here, went to the Garden, even the old Garden, when I was a kid, a young man, when Ali fought here against Zora Foley. I was here for the first fight in the Garden with Joe Frazier. So this place means a lot to me. And to be able to put on a fight like this in Madison Square Garden really means a lot to me because of how I was raised and what I experienced starting as a young man and then as a promoter. This is it. There's nothing better than Madison Square Garden.
Joe, over to you. What's this mean for Star Boxing?
Look, I mean, he's the franchise player, you know, and like Bob, I have a strong affinity to Madison Square Garden. I'm born and raised in the Bronx. I won the gloves here years ago, a lot of pounds ago. But it means an awful lot, Star Boxing, and we're really proud of Joe Smith. I mean, Joe developed, you know, here in Long Island. He was the champion of the world. He's the common man, you know, the guy people could resonate with. And on Saturday night, you know, really, we're talking about two of the best guys in the world facing each other, and Joe has never shrunk from that. He's always asked me for the biggest and the best fights, and ultimately, that pays off dividends for Star Boxing because, you know, we're proud of him. And one other thing I'll just add is, you know, Bob spoke about the history of boxing, and, you know, also, I grew up in the sport. Father was a fighter. I came from a boxing family, in the gym every day of my life. And what happens when you're in this sport so long, you know, maybe it's hard to get up for fights. But as Bob is and I am, this is one fight that true boxing people can resonate with. True boxing people say, I want to see this fight. And fans want to see this fight. Because this truly is bombs away with two of the best fighters in the world, toughest fighters in the world. And actually, it's more than bombs away. It's nuclear. It's going to be something special.
It's funny you mention that because I think clearly this could be a pay-per-view event that people would sign up and pay for, but here we give the people the opportunity to watch it on ESPN. Bob, talk about that and this incredible partnership with this amazing network.
We in boxing have to offer fans live viewing experience to events that they don't have to pay extra for. So I am delighted that this fight is on ESPN. ESPN stepped up to the plate to make this fight happen. And in addition, we're on in Canada, where Artur comes from. It's on TSN, the English language network, and RDS, the French language network. So everybody in North America will have an opportunity to see this great fight live for no additional revenue than what they're paying for their cable and satellite.
Outstanding. Joe says nuclear. I've been saying fireworks all week. Artur, I need a 5 to 10 minute answer now from you. What can we expect Saturday night?
I need to think. You know, we're both ready for this fight. I think it's gonna be good fight. We will see. I can't do predict, you know, for future. I'm just boxer, you know.
I love it. I love it. Joe, last words before weigh-ins tomorrow.
Just like he said, with two great fighters in there. We're both hungry. We're both well prepared for the fight. And I believe we're going to put on a great show for everybody.
Incredible. Joe, Bob, thank you very much. Artur, Joe, thank you. We're going to weigh them in tomorrow, and on Saturday night, we're going to unify the division. The WBO, IBF, and WBC titles on the line. Joe Smith Jr., Artur Beterbiev. I'm going to ask you now, gentlemen, to leave your microphones on your chairs, and we're going to give you the first face-off of the week. Thank you guys for spending time with us again. To all of our viewers on Twitter and YouTube, thank you so much. It goes down Saturday, June 18th inside the Hulu Theater at Madison Square Garden. The undercards begin at 6 p.m. Eastern. We move over to the network at 10 p.m. Eastern. Again, the WBO, IBF, WBC light heavyweight titles on the line. Joe Smith Jr., Artur Beterbiev. This is boxing. This is Top Rank. We'll see you tomorrow at the weigh-ins.